Og áfram höldum með föstudagsþáttinn. Þeir eru komnir til mig hérna frá Lambinn, Kalli og Matthew. Velkomnir.
Takk. Hei.
Kalli, þú byrjar að segja okkur, hvað er að frétta? Það er eitthvað í sambandi við lambakjöt, ekki satt?
Já, það er náttúrulega ekkert annað að frétta í okkur en í sambandi við lambakjöt, sko. Nei, við erum alltaf að reyna að búa eitthvað til og gera eitthvað skemmtilegt og hérna, hann, Matt, hérna, vinnur okkar, hann er búinn að koma til okkar nokkrum sinnum og ekki til að vinna, heldur bara til að slaka á í frí og skoða svona það sem við höfum verið að gera og hann er með magnaðan veitingastað út í Portland í Oregon sem hann nýtir mikið í svona, setja upp svona íslensk kvöld og skandinavísk kvöld.
Okay.
Og svo bara ákváðu það núna þegar hann hérna ákvað að koma að heimsækja okkur að gera eitthvað og sem sagt hugmyndin er svo að hann fái bara það hráefni sem við erum með á matseðlinum okkar og svo megi hann bara gera það sem honum dettur í hug.
Já. Og hvenær á þetta að fara fram?
Þetta er sem sagt í kvöld, föstudagskvöld.
Já. Og
hérna, þetta verður svona óvissuferð, við erum ekkert að auglýsa neitt matseðla eða neitt svoleiðis, þetta er svona uppsprettu viðburður eins og við köllum það.
Já.
Þannig að já, það er vonandi að það lykkist bara.
Okay. So, welcome Matthew.
Yeah, thank you.
Is this the third time here in Lambinn or what?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Third time, yeah.
And what is it about Iceland and especially Lambinn?
Yeah, I mean, to me they're kind of the two loves are kind of linked. Kind of the communal survival food and the preservation techniques and kind of old traditions. I think that's what Carly and I connected on, is preserving those traditions, whether they be dishes like they do at Lambinn, like as rhubarb and lamb and caramelized potatoes and those old recipes, you know, that's were a staple of the home. And I guess the fear of those leaving and never coming back, you know, with the traditions going away. So my dedication bringing it back home was to bring those back alive in new ways and show them to people that have never seen them before and have people fall in love with them the way that I did.
So you've been cooking lamb back home in Portland?
Yeah, I mean, came back and tried to recreate all these traditions as best we could and represent them back home. So even finding a sheep farm on a little island back home where we collected, you know, pressed dung so we could smoke our own trout back home in the traditional way.
Wow. And,
you know, finding the smallest lamb farms and that sort of thing to try to get as close as we can to the quality of Icelandic lamb.
Is it big difference in the flavor of the Icelandic lamb and the lamb back home?
Yeah, the Icelandic lamb is king for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say what it is? Is it just the herbs that Icelandic lamb is eating, or?
I think that the Icelandic lamb is a lot sweeter, more mild in flavor, and the fat is less gamey than American lamb. Whereas the American lamb is very very fatty and much more gamey and strong in flavor. Yeah.
So you have like Icelandic evenings back home? Or is your menu completely Icelandic?
We call it as heavily Icelandic influence. So we do a lot of, my wife works on kind of Icelandic themes as far as like maybe revolving around holidays or Icelandic history, maybe sagas. And then kind of base the food traditions around whatever the holidays or saga might be that we're doing. So.
And how does your people back there take it? Are they eager? Are they curious?
Yeah, super curious. I mean, we've been really successful about reaching out to people, but a lot of it's the culture that we've created around just being explorative with the food, and also, you know, Portland's a great place food-wise because people are really adventurous and they want a whole experience in general. So we can, you know, play Icelandic music and play lots of Björk and then modern Icelandic music, and people love it and they come and sit and want to feel like they're in a different place. You know.
How big is your restaurant?
Super small. So we do 16 seats all at once around a little chef's counter. So very like a campfire.
Kosher and intimate.
Yeah, like a campfire. Everybody talks. You know, we talk about the dishes, the history, and very educational for sure.
So it's not only food, it's also information.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal is to like find a way to tell the story. Yeah, so.
He has even used kleinur.
Aha,
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you been creative about it? Have you invented something new that we might not have tasted even?
I don't know. I always, I like to take Icelandic traditions and then kind of accentuate them and bring them really, forward a lot. So taking something like rhubarb jam that is, to me, the unique thing is how caramelized it is and how slow it gets cooked. And then doing that very savory, like pureeing caramelized onion into a rhubarb jam to almost make it like a marinara or like a tomato sauce,
Okay.
So making those things like very, very savory, cutting out some of the sugar, maybe it might be against tradition, but something that I like to do, especially for small plates, big strong flavors.
So for tonight, for lambin tonight, have you decided what you're gonna do, or is it gonna just come over you when you have the ingredients?
A little bit of both. Tomorrow I'm gonna hike up the hill and just collect herbs. So lots of angelica, lots of lovage, and then there's the pine tips, the little shoots that are coming out right now. And so they're super tender, almost like rosemary, really piney. There's dandelions everywhere as well. So I think that we're going to do a few little bites of some lamb liver pate with some pine and maybe some horse carpaccio with some pickled angelica. And then main course will be kind of a play on Callie's main course. We'll do like a lamb strip loin, a nice roasted lamb with some rhubarb jam, rhubarb like 4 different ways basically.
Okay.
And some nice potato mousse and maybe some lovage.
Sounds very nice.
For sure.
Og hvað á fólk að gera? Bara drífa sig að
Já, helst bara
spýta í lófana og drífa sig?
Drífa sig bara. Þetta verður eitthvað óvissuferðalag eins og við heyrum hér og ég botna ekkert í því sem hann að segja. Jú, mér finnst þetta.
Hann ætlar að fara að tína alls konar upp í brekku. Ég náði ekki alveg hvað þetta pæn er. Hvað er það?
Ég þarf að ná honum niður allavega úr brekkunum áður en þetta byrjar sko. En allavega þá er þetta bara mjög spennandi að prófa þetta og gaman að fá svona magnaðan kokk með þessa sýn sko.
Verður þetta ekki bara árviss viðburður heldur?
Já, ég jafnvel vona það sko.
Þetta er ægilega spennandi. Takk kærlega fyrir að koma í þáttinn. Thank you for coming and telling us.
Thank you.